Welcome to Accessible Computer Podcast. Adrian Thomason here, and today I'm just shortly remind you are following to listen the second installment of the series created by David Griffith about Global Commands extension for NVDA. Enjoy your listening.
NVDA Max, a guide to using the NVDA Global Commands extension. Episode 2, Clipboard Management.
Hello, this is David Griffith here again. This is episode 2 of my podcast series on the NVDA Global Commands extension. So today's episode is going to be focusing on all sorts of things to do with the clipboard and the extra functionality that the add-on provides for clipboard management. In episode 1, I covered finding the add-on and installing it. I also gave a brief description of the sorts of things that we'll be covering in the podcast series as an introduction. I also showed how to change the default global command key, which by default is insert plus J, into a more convenient single key using the input gestures function in NVDA to adjust that property. In our case, we change it to the graph key. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. That's how Eloquent pronounced it. Anyway, the key above the tab key, which makes much easier access to the whole extension. So if you want to know how to do any of that, to get the single key function and how to install the add-on and how to access the help menu, the executable help menu, by the way, which we'll probably cover again, and the user guide, then I strongly recommend you go back and listen to episode 1. So starting with the basics again, I'm going to use one of the commands just to have the date and time announced. So I'm going to press my graph key, or if you're using insert plus J, you can do that.
The 15th of December 2021, 1620 copied to clipboard.
So that's simply got by pressing the global key, that is the graph key plus D. And then if I want to get the NVDA version number,
NVDA menu.
And press graph key plus A.
NVDA Global Commands Extension Application Contexts Informations Dialog. Edit read-only multi-line application, var.exe, NVDA 2021.3.
So that will work anywhere, whatever application you're in. If you go the global key, then press the A key, you'll get the version information for whatever program you're in. I'm using Windows 10. As far as I'm aware, I haven't installed Windows 11 yet, but NVDA and this extension will work perfectly well under Windows 11. I'm using version 10.3 of this NVDA Global Commands extension add-on. I strongly recommend you keep it updated. You will be prompted to update once you have it installed from within NVDA, and it is very conscientiously and vigorously updated. So what are the features of the clipboard that we're going to cover?
Reporting copy, paste, cut, etc.
So the first thing we're going to look at is the way that this extension has the ability to announce copy, paste, select, and cut to the clipboard. This is a feature which is not in NVDA by default. It is in JAWS, and a lot of people miss it when they're using NVDA, but happily this extension does add this capability. Okay, to just try and give an example of how the control keys for copy, paste, cut works, I've got a nonsense piece of text here.
The quick but stupid cow jumped over the lazy fox.
So if I press Control A to select all of that.
The quick but stupid cow jumped over the lazy fox selected. Copy.
That copies the clipboard. And now I'm going to press Control V for paste.
Paste. The quick but stupid cow jumped over the lazy fox. Blank. The quick but stupid cow jumped over the lazy fox.
And you'll see I've copied a second line for that.
Blank. The quick but stupid cow jumped over the lazy fox.
Okay, now if I move across word by word.
The selected. Quick selected. But selected. Stupid selected.
So I've selected those few words, and if I press Control X.
Cut. Selection removed.
And then move to the end of a line.
Carriage.
And put a new line in.
Paste. The quick but stupid.
You can see that that is all announced very satisfactorily. The good thing about this feature is that you have to do nothing to enable it. It is just simply set up by default. If you want to disable the feature, you can do this, but that will be covered in another podcast.
Append functions to the clipboard.
So the next thing that we're going to look at is the ability to append the clipboard, and this is extremely useful. This is a feature which is available in JAWS, but isn't available in NVDA. So, okay, the append function where you can selectively copy different elements to a clipboard, and rather than what normally happens when you copy something to the clipboard, where this actually overwrites what you previously copied, what the append function does is enable you to add pieces of text to the clipboard, so that then when you paste, you have not just the original thing that you copied, but anything which you've added afterwards. So just to try and demonstrate this, what I've done is produce a short text document, which you will hear, which will have 4 short clips of text.
01 clip 1. 02 clip 2. 03 clip 3. 04 clip 4.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go back up to the top again with Control Home.
01 clip 1.
And I'm going to press Home to go to the beginning of a line.
0.
And then I'm going to go Shift and N to copy that text.
01 clip 1 selected.
And I'm going to press the normal Control C to copy that to the clipboard.
Copy.
And you've heard the command extension confirming that you copied it. So we go down another couple of lines.
02 clip 2. 03 clip 3. 04 clip 4.
So what I want to do is add that clip 4 to my clipboard. So I'm just going to press Home to go to the end of the line again.
0.
And then again, press Shift N to select that.
04 clip 4 selected.
And then instead of doing Control C, which would have overwritten the first thing I copied to the clipboard, I'm now going to press the global key. You'll hear the beep. And I'm just going to now press X.
Added.
And it will say added. So now I go down.
Blank.
Now if I press Control V to paste.
Paste. 04 clip 4. 01 clip 1. Blank.
And you'll see that not only clip 4, but clip 1 has been copied to the clipboard. So again, just to demonstrate that, just to make it absolutely clear.
02 clip 2. 03 clip 3.
And I'm now going to add clip 3. So go home.
0. 03 clip 3 selected.
And again, instead of pressing Control C, I'm going to press global. You'll hear the beep, and then X.
Added.
It will say added.
04 clip 4. Blank.
So now when I press Control V to paste.
Paste. 04 clip 01 clip 1.
So we've got 01 clip 1.
04 clip 4. 03 clip 3.
And we find that clip 3 has been added. So if you're dealing with complex lists of things which need copying and pasting, this can be a real boon. You can have up to 50 things, and you maybe want to select, I don't know, 10, 20 of those items to copy the clipboard. Using this global command add function, you can make this all one process rather than laboriously copying and pasting, trying to copy and paste them all individually across from one document to another.
Copy date and time to clipboard.
There is another copy function which we heard at the beginning of this podcast, which I also find extremely useful, and that is the ability to copy the date and time to the clipboard automatically. And this can be really useful if, for example, you're doing a log. So if you're doing a journal or doing notes in, say, a notepad document or even a diary, you can simply use this function to insert the date and time automatically, which will help you keep a log of what you're doing. And it's really very easy and intuitive. All you do is press the global key, in our case, the graph key. You'll hear the beep, and now press D.
The 15th of December 2021, 1634 copied to clipboard.
And then if we press Control V.
Paste. The 15th of December 2021, 1634.
So the two things to note about that is the first thing, it's been pasted quite successfully after we use that extension function. So that completely overrode all the appended text that we put into the clipboard. So if you want to clear the clipboard of all your appended text, and maybe for security reasons or because you don't want anybody to access it, then one way of doing it may be to use simply another copy function or copy a space, and that used to be a way anyway of clearing the clipboard. However, life is not so straightforward nowadays, because in Windows 10 actually there is a new function called Window Clipboard History, which generally is very useful. And I'll just show you how that works. So if I go Windows V,
01 clip 10, the 15th of December 2021, 1634, 1 of 25.
So you'll see I've actually got 25 items in a Windows clipboard history. And if we cursor down,
01 clip 10 last synced at 60, 01 clip 104 clip 43 of 25, 01 clip 14 of 25.
You'll hear that actually Windows is keeping as a memory in the clipboard history everything that we pasted. And if we wanted to, for example,
01 clip 14 of 25.
Wanted to repaste that, then all we do is to press Enter.
Paste 01 clip 1.
And you can hear that that has been successfully now pasted into our notepad document. Now, you may not actually have that feature enabled in Windows 10. And by default, I think it may not be enabled by default precisely for the security reason, which I mentioned, that you may not want people to access your clipboard history. So to check whether you have that clipboard history enabled, you should first of all press your window key.
Start window. Search window.
And
search box edit blank.
And start typing clipboard, and eventually you should hear clipboard settings.
Clipboard settings, system settings, press right to switch preview 1 of 1 level 1.
And you've come up very quickly for me. It may not for you. You just keep on typing into clipboard until that comes up and you press enter.
Clip settings. Settings window. Search box, find a setting edit blank. Clipboard.
Then we type across.
List. Sound not focus power and storage not selected 6 of 13.
I'm just arrowing down here.
Tablet not multitask projecting to the shared clipboard 11 of 13.
Then I'm just going to press enter there. We land on clipboard, and then we go across with tab.
Clipboard history grouping. Save multiple items to the clipboard to use later. Press the Windows logo key plus V to view your clipboard history and paste from it. Toggle button pressed.
Okay, and you'll hear it said toggle button press, which means I have it turned on by default. If you press spacebar to turn it on and off. So you want to hear toggle button press to make sure you have clipboard history enabled. But there are limits to that clipboard history because, of course, you can only ever execute one of those commands at a time. You can't use the append function on it. But luckily, there is a way of using the NVDA global command extension to help out. So just to show how that works, Nikki just very useful feature is I'll just bring up the clipboard history again.
The 15th of December 2021, 16:34, 1 of 25.
I'm just going to cursor down through a few of the clipboard options.
01 clip, 01 clip, 01 clip 1 4 of 25. Paste 5 of reporting copy pastes. The 15th of December 2021.
Right, so I just had read out a few of the clipboard slots, if you like, the clipboard history, which I brought up by pressing Windows V. Now, what the Global Command extension does is provide a feature called speech history, which is available in JAWS, but is much more awkward to get in NVDA. There is a version of it in NVDA, but this is much easier to use. And I'll just show how it's used in this extension. Again, you press the global key, you'll hear the beep, and now you just press the F9 key.
NVDA Global Commands Extension Speech History Dialog. Records, edit read only multi-line 200. The 15th of December.
And what this will do is that it will record the last 200 items spoken by NVDA. And if you cursor down, it goes to the most recent to oldest announcement from NVDA.
199. 01 clip 1. 198. Reporting copy paste 6 of 25. 197. 01 clip 1.
And the great thing about all of this is that you can select it and copy it and do anything to it just like normal text. So
109 colon 01 01's clip selected 1 selected carriage return select carriage return unselected.
So you can copy and paste, and you can actually append here as well. So if you had a whole list of things available in your clipboard and you wanted to select only a few of those, but they weren't contiguously all grouped together, then you could just simply review them with NVDA, bring up the speech history, and then from the speech history, you could copy a line and then append as much as you like to recreate an appended list, an added list, as it's announced in this add-on, and ready for pasting into another document. But there's other ways in which the speech history becomes a very useful feature. Just to give an example, I'm just going to switch to a humanware program called the Humanware Companion, which has various utilities to help people using Victor Reader devices.
Humanware Stream Companion Talking Books.
So that is the Humanware application. And what I'm going to do is go into one of the abilities under Tools to transfer a Wi-Fi configuration to your stream or Trek. To the menu bar under Tools.
Files, create SD card, label L.
I just go L and then go down to
Backup, restore, transfer, Wi-Fi configuration W.
the Wi-Fi configuration. If I press enter on that.
Wi-Fi configuration dialog. SSID, edit blank.
And it wants the SSID. Now, if you want to access that, there is an easy way of doing it using the NVDA Global extension, and that is to use the system tray function, which we're going to cover in another episode as well. But just very quickly, we go global key F11.
NVDA Global Commands Extension System Tray Icons S List dialog.
And that brings up the system tray, and we will go through this in more detail in a later episode. But I'm just going to press V because I know that will jump me down to my internet provider icon on my system tray.
V. VM03519113. Internet access.
And that is my internet provider SSID. Now, the problem with that is announced, but I can't copy it and paste it into the Humanware Companion program. Sometimes these SSID names are not easily interpreted by a screen reader because they sometimes include underlines or hyphens or spaces, which aren't necessarily announced by your screen reader. So it is more reliable to copy and paste it if you can. And this is an example of where speech history comes to the rescue. So if I go the global command and then F9 again,
NVDA Global Commands Extension Speech History Dialog. Records, edit read only multi-line 200, VM03519113.
Going to stop it talking there, and you can hear that we're on the most recent announcement, which is of my internet service.
200. VM03519113.
I'm going to select that.
VM03519113 selected.
And I'm going to copy.
Copy. Humanware Stream Wi-Fi configuration dialog. SSID, paste. VM03519113.
So that is completely reliably entered into the program now, and I would normally just tab to type in my password, and then I could save that configuration file onto an SD card so that it can be imported into a stream or a track to easily connect to the internet. Okay, I think that's enough to cover for this episode. As ever, if you have any comments, then by all means you can contact me on DAJ, that's D for David, A for Alan, J for John, .Griffith without an S at GRIFF the Foxtrot ITH @gmail.com. Bye bye for now.